All right, nerds, it's Monday morning. I've got a large coffee, my favorite Psyduck shirt, and Firaxis just released a new Civ 7 developer update. Is this going to be the patch that fixes Civ 7 for people? Who knows? But let's dive in and find out. It's been a while since we did a reaction video, hey? It's been a hot minute for one of these, probably before Civ 7 released.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy.
I'm Temur or Tamor, senior game designer at Firaxis. I work on a lot of the post-launch updates for Civilization 7,
Good
like new
man.
resources, natural
Doing
wonders,
God's work.
balance changes, and lately, maps. I'm here to walk you through the highlights of what's coming with the next Civ 7 update, 125. Let's dive into it.
Let's do
Starting
it. That's
off,
what I'm
let's
here
chat
for.
about something near and dear to every Civ player's hearts: maps. If you've been frustrated by blocky maps, straight coastlines, and too much predictability,
Me, I've been frustrated.
we're introducing Continents and Islands and Pangea and
Bro,
Islands.
whoa. All right. So these two thingies here, this one still looks a little problematic. Like it's chunks and straight lines. This one though seems pretty freaking cool. I'm not going to lie to you. This seems pretty sick. This is way better. If this is the kind of map I'm getting in Civ 7, this is a far improved map gen experience, I think.
Map types that are new takes on our classic Continents Plus and Pangea Plus map types.
Bro, okay. Pangea Plus and Pangea and Islands. This looks amazing. This also looks amazing. All right, A plus so far. This is sick. Now, I do wonder how they kind of incorporate the distant lands mechanic into this. Here, it's a little obvious that you have these little islands, but it kind of ruins your exploration age treasure fleet hunting if this is all you got. So I wonder if they divide it kind of somewhere by like just like an equator, and then like, you know, if you're north, south is the distant land. If you're south, north is the distant land. Same here. They could do like an east-west divide. I'm just trying to figure out, or maybe just any off coast island is just, it's interesting to see, because I think the one thing that's missing here is how they incorporate the distant lands into this. But Pangea is my favorite map to play. It's my favorite map to play in Civ 6, and so I am happy to have good Pangea options that look like real maps instead of blocky nonsense.
Types. These new maps use an entirely new generation technique that creates more natural coastlines.
Cool, I
and
don't
land
care.
matchups and removes
Use
predictable
whatever
vertical island chains
friggin'
between
technique you want,
continents.
man. I just want the maps. I don't care how you
If you want
generate
to hear
them.
all the fun, nitty-gritty tech details, check out our latest From the Devs article. And for those of
Okay,
you
well,
that
I'm
like
probably
our old
not
map
going to read
types,
that, but I'll
especially
take the
our
new maps,
multiplayer
and I
players
appreciate
that
that.
rely on a
Namaste,
more
brother.
balanced experience, no worries. Those maps are still there for you to enjoy. We're starting with just these two new map types, but this new technique gives us a much stronger foundation for our maps moving forward, built with customization, expansion, and modding in mind.
Do you think... Sorry, you're up here. I keep looking at me over here. Do you think that this was, like, planned prior to release, that they were playing the game and they had these blocky maps and they were trying to figure it out? Or do you think the game launched, everyone caused a bit of a ruckus online about the maps, deservedly so, the maps suck, and then some dude, do you think there's like a throne at Firaxis with some developer sitting on it who came up with the new map gen technique? Do you think that, like, I'm just trying to think of how this happens. Like, they're all grinding away, they're typing, they're coding, they're trying to figure out the maps. And then Jimmy walks in and he's like, lads, I've got it. We're going to use the Jimmy technique. And then it just generates the most mind-blowing map of all time. I'm just curious as to how these things work.
So, look forward to more maps in the future with more settings available to you. We've made some big UI UX improvements to some
Sick.
of Civ 7's
Thank
most
God,
important decision
finally.
points,
I
starting
mean, I've got
with the
mods,
production
but
menu.
they're still pretty bad.
Instead of confusing predictive yields that often pushed you to just pick the biggest number, the menu now shows clearer, more reliable information, like base yields, warehouse impact, and highest available adjacencies.
Oh yeah, this is sick. This is cool. Okay, yeah, this is great. I don't know how intuitive it is, but I can understand it right away just based on that explanation. You know, Opera House, 12 is your base. 12 and 6 is your base. The most additional you can get for adjacency is 2. That makes sense to me. Laboratory, 12 is your base. The most additional adjacency you can get is 3, so you can make 15 if you wanted to. But you understand where that 3 is coming from, I think, is the difference here. The difference isn't in the total yields. This would have just come up as a plus 15 laboratory. All right, yeah, this is cool. I mean, it's more clear. It allows you to interact with different facets of the game better. So yeah, I guess that's what UI is meant to do. I mean, this is a positive change. Yeah, 4 production plus 12 because of the warehouse bonus. Okay, I'm into this. I can be into this. This is cool. Okay.
And to building tooltips, we've added icons, tags, clearer styling and formatting like bulleted lists and warehouse counts.
Oh, sorry, man. Sorry, I was too late on the draw there. Yeah, this is just a nice little list. I mean, look, the UI needs to do a handful of things. Giving you information is one thing. Sometimes just making things more clear is another, and this is just nice. It's nice when they kind of come through and do these little passes to just make things a little bit easier to follow. Like you want your eyes to move through the UI in like a buttery smooth experience, right? You don't want to have to stop too many times to figure out where something is, and this is just a nicer way to see this information.
Next, building placement. The goal here was to make the moment of deciding where to put a building clearer, with the UI showing exactly what's changing on a tile when you hover over it.
Oh, this is sick.
You'll notice
This is really, really cool. Okay, so when you place a building, when you place a temple, it's going to increase your happiness. But because you're removing the mine, it's going to get rid of. I get you. I get you. I get you. This is sick. Green arrow, red arrow. This is easy to understand. Presumably, when you're overbuilding in like the exploration and modern age, it'll just tell you which kind of base yields from the buildings that are already there you're getting rid of by overbuilding them. Again, this isn't changing how any of this works. It's just giving you more information in an easier to understand way. And this one will be really helpful for new players because I do all the math in my head kind of manually, kind of knowing, okay, I'm building over a kiln. That kiln is gonna get like that's gonna lose 3 culture or whatever it is. So having that here is great. This is way better.
new arrows showing yield gains and yield losses, featured tiles with strong yield offerings, and a clearer building slot icon.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The strongest tiles have these little green. All right. I mean, cool. More information is better. Yeah, so it kind of gives you some green options with strong offerings and just leaves the rest of them white. I mean, sick. Yeah, this is an improvement. I mean, I don't know if this is the biggest UI problem I have with this game or if this is even going to move the needle for a lot of people, but this makes the game easier to play and easier to follow and easy to understand. So, I mean, that's good.
Side panel now updates in real time with settlement changes or
Yeah, cool.
overbuilding effects.
I'm in with
And
the
if you're
side
type who
panel.
likes a full breakdown, there's an expanded view with all the before and after numbers.
But it's like it still feels like we should be able to choose what to overbuild. Like you know what I mean? Like even when you change this, there's still some like glaring holes in the UI that it still feels a little wonky. But hey, we'll take any improvement. This is undeniably an improvement that I think makes the UI better.
We won't tell you the best tile to pick. That's still up to you. But the UI should take a lot of
Dude, I
out.
need to be told what the best tiles
Finally,
are because I'm an
growth
idiot,
effects.
man. You're giving me too
These
much
now share
credit.
the same look and feel as building placement, so things feel consistent. When your settlement grows, the panel clearly lays out your options. Like,
All right, cool. Yeah, they're just kind of taking this new green arrow, red arrow, up, down mechanic, and then just kind of chucking it in with everything else. But this is great. Yeah, very clear. Like when you build this lumberjack hut or whatever it's called, you're gonna get 2 production, 1 gold, and 2 happiness. Yeah, this is great. And if you build this specialist, you're gonna loot. Yeah, awesome.
adding an improvement or a specialist, and gives you the same kind of real-time previews and breakdowns. Specialists are also easier to track now.
Oh, this is way better as well. Hell yeah, brother. Yo, get me in here. You can just see how many specialists you have and how many slots you have and whether they're being maximally used. Yeah, and look, you can see over here what you're losing, what you're gaining. Specialist bonus. This is amazing. This is way better. This is way better. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Firaxis. I mean, honestly, this feels like... It feels like we're still not at the point where we should have been at launch. That's the problem here, is that we're still, astronomically far away from what I think is like an acceptably functioning UI for Civ 7. But this is the first really meaningful and huge improvement, I think.
With clear indicators on how many you can place so you know when you're underusing or maxed out. If you want to dive even deeper into the changes, check out our From the Devs article on UI. Civ has gone through a lot of rapid changes lately. New content, campaign options like continuity, bug fixes, and plenty of tweaks. With 1.2.5, we're kicking off step 1 of a broader game-wide balance pass.
Okay.
The goal-
All right, friends. Yeah. Civ does this. Borderlands does this. So many of my favorite games do this. Where Instead of focusing on the things that are wrong about the game, they do balance passes. Now, balance passes can be very important and can be very interesting. Often, though, oftentimes they confuse balance and fun and just take away all the fun things. They go through every time I hear the phrase balance pass, it translates in my brain in real time to that fun thing you like doing in your single player game. It's out of here now because it's too powerful. And what's great is you end up with a more like balanced game where all of the fun options were just kind of neutered, and then they have a game that's better balanced but way less fun. So I better see some goddamn buffs in here. All right. If you're going to do a balance pass, if all you do is nerf my favorite stuff without buffing any of the stuff that's bad, because that never happens either. It's never like, oh, we took away this really fun, powerful option and we replaced it with this one so you can. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. Sorry, Firaxis, my man. I'm sorry that I'm getting angsty early on here, but I have a feeling I know where this is going because there's a lot of stuff in this game I abuse. But it's very fun, and I have fun playing it. And right now, we can't afford to lose the players that are having fun for the sake of balance. Anyways.
The goal here is to strengthen the foundation of Civ's core loop. We want your choices, your
core
Civ,
loop. We
your
gotta
leader,
strengthen
and
the
your
loop.
turn-to-turn decisions to matter more.
Guys, we gotta strengthen the loop. Don't play Civ 7 unless there's a strong loop.
And we want the map itself to have a bigger impact on the way you play. Here's what that looks like. Buildings now scale in cost. 5% for each other building in the same settlement, and 10% for each other city in your empire.
Okay, we're good so far. This makes perfect sense. This is, more akin to how Civ 6 worked. I agree that without touching the buildings themselves, making each building placement choice feel important is great. Giving them that extra cost as they scale up, this 510 seems reasonable. And I think that this allows you to kind of move into other parts of the game that are exciting, building walls, getting merchants, making settlers, building an army, right? If you can't just spam buildings all the time, the building choices you make have to be more meaningful, and you can interact with other parts of the game. This is very similar to how Civ 6 works. I think Civ 6 had a really great building scaling system where you kind of had to be really intentional about what districts you wanted and in what order, but it never came at the cost of those districts feeling fun and exciting to use. We're happy so far.
At the same time, buildings have had their base yields increased. We want what you build to matter just as much as when you build it.
Yeah, I agree. This is great.
On higher difficulties,
we're happy.
More intentional choices.
We're happy with this. Buildings get a bit of an upgrade, but you can't place as many of them as easily. Therefore, your choices as to what kind of yields you want, what kind of buildings you want, and where you got to put them are more meaningful. This is great. We're happy.
Really pay off. We've also removed the generic stacking percentage bonuses that you can get in games from city-states, resources, and the attribute tree.
All right, here we go. Here we go. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Look, I understand that it's not balanced. There is nothing balanced about the percentage stacking bonuses in Civ 7. I understand that. I get that. All right? However, they're freaking fun. All right? You know what the two most fun things to do in Civ 7 are? Are you listening? Are you all listening? Are you listening? The two most fun things to do in Civ 7 are find a percentage stacking bonus you can abuse and then abuse the hell out of it. But it still feels meaningful because you got to focus on it. Like this one here in the this is the end of the diplomatic tree, the one with the alliances. I played a whole game as the Rizzler where I saw how powerful this was, and I devoted every amount of energy, the wonders I was building, the quests I was completing, the choices I was making, to getting as many goddamn diplomatic points as possible so that I could abuse this and get as many alliances as possible. And that felt fairly strategic because I had to, like, in the modern age, keep all these civs like together in my alliance pool to actually activate this bonus. Like, this is the exact thing I'm talking about. Where, like, yes, it's powerful. No, it's not balanced. Everyone can agree on that, but it is really fun. And I had fun playing Civ 7 with it, right? And so if you just take fun things away without making other things more fun, like in Civ 7, or in Civ, the strategy is part of the fun and the challenge is part of the fun. So you do need things to be balanced to some degree. The game is not fun if you're just clicking buttons all the time because everything is powerful and nothing matters. But this kind of stuff just really bugs me because it's like, we're just going to take your fun things, we're just going to get rid of them because they're not powerful enough. But we're not going to create any new fun things to do. I don't know. I'm out on this. I was really in on the building. I am really in on the building changes. I'm completely out on this. Even in Civ 6, like most strategies, most good, reliable strategies relied on some kind of percentage bonus. You're going for a science victory, you're building the Ruhr Valley. Why are you building the Ruhr Valley? It gives you a 20% percentage production bonus to that city. Like, whatever. I'm mad.
Instead, you'll see more static values. That means bigger yields tied to specific tiles and buildings, but
like, what is, I don't want this. I mean, this is fine. But this is what I mean. It's just fine. It's just, I worked my ass to get to the end of that diplomacy tree to repeat this a bunch of times. And it's like, yeah, this is fine. It's still powerful, I guess, but it's like not, this was worth building an entire strategy around, right? Like, this was something that was fun to do. Build an entire strategy around this. This, you're not building an entire I don't know, man. I don't know. Unless this ends with, and here's some weak ass shit that we buffed.
fewer runaway multipliers at the Empire level. Players who are stacking these bonuses to blow past the AI in Modern Age may notice that the AI feels a lot more competitive now. Gold pacing has been solid in the...
Yeah, but people were stacking those bonuses because it was fun. And, like, blowing past the AI is the point. Like, that is the point of the game, is to find a way to blow past the AI so I get what they're doing, and I agree with it so long as they do not equate, like, the challenge with the fun. Sometimes unbalanced things are fun, and that's why we play Civ, to do the unbalanced thing that is fun, right? Like, that was, what they just removed was really fun. And I'm not seeing a fun option added in there. I don't know.
early game, but was snowballing way too hard in later ages. To rein it in, unit maintenance costs now ramp up more in Exploration and Modern.
All right, I'm super in on unit maintenance cost changes. They are ridiculously low in the Modern Age. The Exploration Age, I think they're mostly fine, but there's a lot of ways to get rid of them if that's what you want to do. So I think higher Exploration and Modern maintenance is fine. We're happy with that.
Town-based gold has been slightly reduced, and gold and silver, the resources, have been redesigned.
Why? My man! Firaxis, that was fun! That was worth building a strategy around. Oh my god. I get it. Again, I get it. Our gold and silver resources way too powerful. Are they more powerful than the other resources? Yeah. But again, they were powerful enough that it was fun to build a strategy around them. All right? Like, going out with your merchants, specifically trying to use your diplomacy to increase your trade route capacity with people that had gold in their cities so that you could stack gold and buy buildings for like 100 coins was very fun to do. Right? And it wasn't just clicking buttons. Like, you could still build a whole strategy around that thing. Two of my most fun games recently, I put them on YouTube. They're the Jose Rizal game, where we abused the diplomacy, multiplier, and the Catherine the Great game, where we abused the trade routes with the gold. Those were the last two games I played, and those were two very fun games of Civ 7, and they just removed those two fun things. Again, this is what they always do. I hate it. I hate this game balance. It's not just them. Every game does this, where it's like, hey, those fun things you're doing in your single player game that doesn't need to be perfectly balanced, yeah, we're going to take those away so it's less fun, but we're not going to do anything to make it more fun in other areas. Like, fix the crisis system. If you want to make Civ, like, more fun, like let's take away this and fix the crises aren't fun. Right? Like, I don't know, man.
Maintenance costs across all ages, which means that maintaining a larger army is now a conscious financial decision.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Alongside these, we've also tuned leader attributes, town yields, resources, social policies across Antiquity, Exploration, and Modern. This is only step one of a larger balance pass. We'll keep working on other yield economies and Civ and leader tuning in future updates, and your feedback will be key to shaping where we go next.
Here's my feedback. Stop removing fun things. Don't do it. This game is not in a state where removing fun things is an option. All right. If there's a thing in your game and people are having fun playing it and it's not perfectly balanced, that is an okay place for Civ 7 to be. That's fine. It's totally fine. We want people logging on. We want people clicking next turn. We want people enjoying themselves. And taking away fun things for the sake of balance without creating new fun things is not exciting to anybody. That's my feedback, right? Where it's they take all the most powerful stuff and nerf it to the middle. They take all the least powerful stuff and like kind of buff it so it's not actively bad, but it's not really fun. And you just end up with a bunch of milk toast options that are not where none of them are exciting. Like part of the fun of logging in and playing video games is finding these combinations, whether it's a leader and a Civ combo or a leader and a, like with Jose Rizal, a leader and a attribute tree combo. It's like finding these things where you feel like you got one over on the devs. You're like, ha ha ha, they didn't think of this. And I got in there and I had fun. And anytime I hear a game dev say, we're doing a balance pass, I just hear we're making our game less fun. We are making our game less fun to play. And that's how I mean, we'll see the notes where there's more notes, obviously, but that's kind of how I feel this one's probably going to go.
Next. So, let us know what you think. Speaking of Civ and leader tuning, your favorite French general and statesman Napoleon has gotten an overhaul.
Cool. I guess.
Emperor
I don't know.
And revolutionary personas for Napoleon.
Did we need a Napoleon rebalance?
For Napoleon Emperor, we felt that his old continental system sanction just didn't land the way we wanted. And so we've reworked him to give him more options and bigger rewards for playing with sanctions. If you like using diplomacy as a weapon, Napoleon is going to feel a lot more impactful.
Sweet. Awesome.
For Napoleon Revolutionary, the core kit of fast armies and culture from combat is still there, but we've given him some extra punch. He now earns even more culture from battles, and gets a special boost the first time someone declares war on him each age.
I'm in on this.
We're excited to see how these changes shake up his playstyle. Full details will be in the update notes. If you don't have Napoleon yet, remember you can grab Napoleon Emperor for free.
Is Napoleon the 2K account one?
And if you've linked both Civ 6 and Civ 7...
Of course they're only going through. And they're like, hey, we need people to sign up for our 2K accounts. Of course. God damn it, man. I was like, okay, like sure, we could like we need people to sign up for our 2K accounts. Let's make sure we buff. We're not gonna touch any other leaders. We're only gonna buff the one that people get for free if they do the thing that we want them to do. That's so funny. You know what? I respect the game. I respect the hustle. I respect the grind. I just think it's so funny that the only leader you're going to do a balance pass on early is the one that you need to be better so that people are excited to play it so that they'll sign up for the 2K accounts. That's hilarious.
You'll also get Napoleon Revolutionary at no extra cost. Try them out. We've taken a fresh look at city-states and added 2 new types across all ages, Expansionist and Diplomatic. Each comes with a full set of suzerain bonuses and a new unique improvement for each age. Expansionist city-states focus on food and growth, with benefits.
All right, we got some food and growth here. I'm in on more city-state types. I think the fact that I load into I think the distribution is a bit wonky in games, but we're in on city-state types. I even liked in Civ 6 you had 5 or 6 different types, but like even within that type they all felt really meaningfully different. So we're here for this. The Sakia improvement, food, science, and settlements following a religion. I'm in on this. Yeah, this is good. Food on resources, amazing. 4 food on food buildings, great. 2 food and settlements for each expansionist city-state. I'm in on this. Yeah, this is great. Receive a population in your capital when you become suzerain of an expansionist. Yeah, wonderful. This is good.
Benefits for both tall and wide strategies. Meanwhile, diplomatic city-states emphasize happiness and our diplomatic gameplay.
Perfect. Minor embassy. 2 influence. 1 influence for each alliance you have. Must be built in a city, 1 per settlement. This is great. Yeah, this feels good. Yeah, more city-states, more options, more Suze bonuses. This is good. This is the kind of thing you want. We're in on this. Oh, I just knocked my headphone out. We are in on the city-states. Okay, cool. I mean, this is a pleasant surprise after the balancing nonsense, but this is good.
We've also reworked existing city-state bonuses as part of that balance pass that I mentioned earlier. Previously, stacking multiple city-states often meant chasing quantity over quality, but with 125, bonuses stacked by city-state type, and most percentage-based and free tech and civic bonuses have been replaced with more meaningful, flat effects. And that's a wrap.
Meaningful flat. Okay, if I hear the phrase meaningful flat effects one more time, like, those things were fun. They were fun. Now the city state level, I don't care about it as much, and I understand it more. But it's like unbalanced sometimes means boring, lame, repetitive, uninteresting, unchallenging. Sometimes unbalanced means all those negative things. Sometimes unbalanced means fun and exciting and worth building a strategy around and worth pursuing. And it creates this anticipation. Oh, I can't wait to get to this thing because it's, you know what I mean? And I just think that mayhaps they've misunderstood at this point in the Civ 7 life cycle where no one's playing it. what would be helpful for balancing? But we'll see. We'll see. Well, the proof is in the patch notes, really.
On the major highlights for updates 125. But as always, there's plenty more detail waiting in the update notes. Whether you've shared your thoughts on Reddit, Discord, Steam, or right here in the comment section,
or in my own YouTube video.
That's all for now, Civ fans. Have fun building your empires and conquering history. We'll see you next time.
All right, well, we'll see you next time as well. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Mixed bag on this patch. I think the UI updates and the map updates are awesome. They're amazing. They're incredible. We needed them. They're going to breathe some new life into Civ 7. And I'm hopeful that at least for the UI, it's just the very beginnings of a start. They still got a lot of work to do, but positive, meaningful changes happening there. With the city-state stuff and the Napoleon stuff and all the rest, we're happy. They're updates. They're fine. They're not making the game worse. They're probably making the game better. Great, wonderful, awesome. The balancing stuff, I'm pretty out on, to be honest. Like, I just think that a lot of the things that they're rebalancing, at least the ones they mentioned here, are just things that are fun. And I understand if you're unbalancing things that are not interesting or not challenging or not exciting, that makes sense. I just don't know if there's a need in a mostly single player game that a lot of people aren't specifically playing at the moment, where the multiplayer scene like also creates their own patches. So it's not like you're trying too hard to balance for multiplayer. I just don't know why we need to take away the things that are fun to use and try and explore without replacing them with other fun things that are. I just think they've misunderstood. But it's not just Firaxis. Game companies do this all the time. I think that they take it personally when things aren't balanced, whereas like most people that play the games think it's awesome when some things aren't balanced. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'm just in the minority here. It's not that they're going for the rebalancing. It's the things they're choosing to rebalance. Clearly, it's like nerf fun thing without buffing less fun thing to make it fun, especially when there's so many areas. Like, they were worried about challenge and fun. Like, there's so many areas of this game that still needs so much TLC. I don't know if like figuring out the skill tree thing, or like removing the bonus for gold, the resource, was like the number one thing they needed to be focusing on. What else happened? Oh, the building updates were really good. We love the building updates. I'm gonna give this patch like a C+. It's a C+. I think if the balance updates hit harder than I'm thinking they will, this will be a really, really good patch. I think if the balance updates don't hit, and they hit how I think they will, which is not amazing, then I think you're kind of swapping one problem for another, where it's like you've made the game more fun with like better maps and whatnot, but you've made some of the options in the game less interesting. But we'll find out. We'll find out. This has been a reaction video from your friend VanBradley. If you enjoyed it, like button, subscribe button, let me know what you thought in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.